There are essentially 4 core elements to hip hop: breaking, DJing, graffiti, and MCing. If you ask KRS-One, there is a 5th, and that is knowledge. If you ask me, there is also another element, and that is fashion.
Denim jeans, you gotta keep them clean. Your gear can't be dirty, do you know what I mean?
The way you present yourself and the way you dress is extremely important in hip hop, and I think one of the most key identifiers when it comes to fashion in hip hop is headwear. What you put on your head is extremely important. From the Run DMC LL Cool J days with the Kangol hat to the Jay-Z Yankee hat, even NWA with the Oakland Raiders hat. Headwear is extremely important, and today I'm going to review and talk about one of my favorite and what I think is the new hip hop headwear classic, and that is the LOX trucker hat collaboration with GodSpeed.
New York!
Let's get off into it. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy ReedMySole, and I'm back with another video for you. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's being blessed. Yes, if you are watching this, you on the right side of history. Get up, go make it an amazing day. And my favorite saying of 2024 is, I'm not here to be right, I'm just here to be me. And if you're looking for the right opinion, I don't know where you can find it, but if you're looking for my opinion, you are in the right place. What's going on, everybody? Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to donate to the channel, hit that Cash App link right up there. But today we're going to talk about something that I love, and that's fashion. I think that fashion is extremely important, especially when it comes to hip hop. If you've been watching this channel, you know I'm a sneakerhead, but I like to get fly. I always like to put on a different hoodie, a different hat, and things like that. So I recently bought a hat that I've been seeing for some years, and I want to talk about fashion and hip hop headwear. I think hip hop headwear is extremely important. It is a key factor to identify certain times within hip hop. So if we want to go all the way back, let's start with the Kangol hat, man. The Kangol hat actually comes in 2 different forms. You have the beret hat, and then you have the bucket hat. Now, I think the bucket hat is a little bit more famous than the beret hat, but the beret hat is definitely just as important as the bucket hat. The bucket hat is just, it spreads a little bit longer because I don't know, it may be easy to find, but both hats are extremely important, especially to those early key factor days within hip hop. You had great artists like Run DMC.
Adjust your best, we call that fresh. Is the closet full of clothing? I must say yes.
And I think the most iconic person to wear the Kangol hat is definitely LL Cool J. So much so that Kool Moe Dee on his How You Like Me Now ran over the Kangol hat with his truck. So I think that the most iconic person to wear the Kangol is definitely LL Cool J. But if you put on that hat right now and you wear the Adidas tracksuit and you got some dookie rope chains on and you got some 4-finger rings, people are going to know exactly what you're trying to embody. And even if you're not, like, even if it's not Halloween, because that's a Halloween outfit, the Kangol hat is a part of a Halloween outfit. So much so that if you wear that hat, people know exactly what time and what era you're trying to embody. The Kangol hat, it just sums up hip hop. It just sums up 80s hip hop and the early origins of hip hop. So shout out to the Kangol hat. Shout out to LL Cool J. But let's move over to Compton, man. Let's go over to LA, man. LA is extremely important when it comes to the grand scheme of things in hip hop. And the defiant hat that came out of LA is the Oakland Raiders hat.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Eazy-E and NWA, when you think about gangster rap, if you're trying to embody gangster rap, if you're even trying to embody a West Coast look, you're definitely going to throw on that Oakland Raiders hat. Maybe even the Chicago White Sox hat. But that black and white style hat is extremely important in hip hop, and I think it goes back to the Oakland Raiders hat. So I think that, you know, if you look at certain timepieces within hip hop, all you got to do is simply put on a headwear and people will know exactly what you're trying to embody. So shout out to Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, because that Oakland Raiders hat is so monumental. That Oakland Raiders hat snapback, when snapbacks came back, that was one of the hats that I had to have, especially with like that green bill or that gray bill underneath. Man, the Oakland Raiders hat is extremely important. Just the Oakland Raiders logo is just, I don't know, it's just something about it, that pirate with that gritty face, it just embodies hip hop, especially gangster rap from the 90s. So that's another iconic headwear piece. But let's move forward. I want to talk about the beanie. You know, early 90s, the beanie was extremely important. That is another iconic hip-hop headwear piece that you know exactly what that is. That's New York 90s Tupac. When you put on that beanie hat and let it come up a little bit and you do that little head thing like that.
He ain't hitting it like I was, if the boy hitting it at all.
That just embodies hip-hop, and it just reminds me of hip-hop. I don't know about you. The beanie hat is an extremely important hip-hop headwear piece. Definitely iconic. When Jay-Z did like the beanie with the brim, that went crazy in New York. I don't know about where you was at, but when I was a young kid in New York, I definitely had the black beanie turned to the side with the cap. It was crazy. That junk is crazy. New Yorkers are crazy. When it comes to fashion, bro, it's crazy the things that we did in the name of hip-hop. So the beanie, definitely another classic hip-hop headwear piece. But since we in New York, I want to talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z said, I make the Yankee hat more famous than the Yankee can. Yankees are definitely an iconic team throughout the country. When I moved to South Carolina, I realized that the Yankees is definitely an important team. It's up there with the Cowboys. Like, there are people who are not from New York, but they love the Yankees just because they're a winning team. So you have the Yankees, the Cowboys, and the Patriots. So when I moved around, I started to realize that, dang, these are really important teams. Like, people from all over love these teams. But being in hip hop, Jay-Z and that iconic navy blue Yankee hat it just sums up the early 2000s. From the late 90s to the early 2000s, that Yankee blue cap it just screams hip hop to me personally. When I see a Yankee hat, even though if you look at my picture, if you look at my Avi within my channel and on Instagram, I'm a young kid with a Mets jersey. So I'm a huge Mets fan. I ain't gonna lie. The Mets hat is iconic to me personally, especially like as a Nas fan growing up as well. But to be honest with you, even though both of them are doing really well right now, the Yankee blue hat, because of Jay-Z, is way more iconic. If you think about it, man, headwear is extremely important. And this is why I think fashion is another pillar within the hip-hop community. So, got the Yankee blue hat. We done talked about the Compton Eazy-E hat. Let's bring it up a little bit more to modern day. The fedora. The fedora is something that people in hip-hop wear. Future has wore it. Run DMC has wore it. Back in the days, the fedora, the black fedora was definitely popular, but you got Future, Pharrell, Kanye. Everybody has put on the fedora, and the fedora is low-key a hip-hop classic, right? Theopolis London, he's put on the fedora. That's like his style. Like when you think of certain hip-hop artists, the fedora definitely fits them well. Mos Def has worn the fedora. Mos Def is just a fashion forward mother lover. I think we need to talk about Mos Def's fashion. Mos Def has been fashion forward for years, so shout out to Mos Def. That fedora hat is extremely hip-hop, right? As much as you don't maybe think about it, but yo, hip-hop would definitely, when they trying to be chicy, or when you know a rapper about to go a little bit more into fashion, he definitely put that fedora hat to separate himself from the snapbacks and the Kangols and all of that. I want to talk about another hat, another most recent hat that I think was extremely important. I want to skip a little bit because the snapback, just in general, has always been a hip-hop classic, right? Like, I don't even have to touch about the snapback. The Chicago Bulls snapback, the Charlotte Hornets snapback is important, right? Snapbacks is something that you don't even have to say. I can't really pinpoint one. So if we want to bring it up to modern time, the snapback is definitely a hip-hop classic. No matter what era, the snapback has always been important, but especially that Tisa snapback era with like Big Sean, Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? That was another little timeline, and I'm trying to like keep it in time, right? Like this to where we are now. Another hip-hop classic that I want to talk about lightly is the Chance the Rapper 3. That is one of the hats that I always wanted to get, but I never got it. But the Chance the Rapper 3 hat was definitely another iconic headwear piece within hip-hop. You know, after talking about all those hats, if there's a hat that you think that I missed, so edit and read my soul here. I did forget a few things, and there's 3 things specifically that I want to name as far as famous and iconic headwear hats within hip-hop. And for one, let's go with the Jay-Z Rock Nation Paper Planes hat. Now, this may not be as popular as some of the other hats that I mentioned, but it definitely is a hat that if you see somebody wearing it, you know that they're definitely into hip-hop, especially since the late great Nipsey Hussle did a collaboration with Rock Nation. When it comes to this hat, I just want to say RIP to Nipsey Hussle. I thought his collaboration with them was dope. The marathon definitely continues. So the Paper Plane hats, you definitely got to throw that in there, regardless of how you feel about it, regardless if you even see people wearing it. I very seldomly see people wearing it, but I definitely do see people within the hip-hop content creation space wearing it. So Paper Planes hat. Now let's go off into something that is more related to gang culture, but hip-hop definitely adopted gang culture, and that is the bandana. You just can't deny the fact that the bandana has been worn by plethora of people within hip-hop. Mac 10, a lot of West Coast artists, Tupac, 50 Cent, everybody has thrown on a bandana in one shape or form of another, whether they were covering their face and they were trying to do that thing, or they tied it around their head or around their ankle, around their wrist. You know, Lil Wayne, everybody, Birdman, everybody has worn the bandana. So shout out to the bandana, shout out to Pac, shout out to everybody that put the bandana on, whether they were gang affiliated or just trying to be fashion forward. You get what I'm saying? And then last but not least, this is something that I can't stand personally, but you can't deny that it definitely was a staple within hip hop, especially in the early 2000s, late 90s, and that is the do-rag. Funny enough is when I was talking about this, my wife was like, oh, you know, because I think about Eminem when I think of the do-rag within hip hop. I know it's plenty of other people, and my wife, you know, of course, she thought about Nelly. She's like, I think about Nelly. And I'm like, nah, okay, I understand, but I think about Eminem, because what the heck was Eminem doing wearing the goddamn do-rag? So, you know, everybody has wore the do-rag. Joel Santana, the do-rag, Fabulous, the do-rag with the hat, with it like not even tied up, was like such a staple within the early 2000s. Fabulous, Joel Santana, Cameron, everybody put the do-rag on their head. I'm not a personal fan. I think the do-rag is something that should stay in the house, but you know, hip-hop, we always repurpose things. We always turn something that's supposed to be this into that. So those are three iconic pieces that I wanted to mention, but I want to bring it to what I believe is the new hip hop classic. I just went to the post office to pick it up because they couldn't get my signature. So I want to talk about a hat that I've been looking at since this iconic moment happened.
Y'all neighbors, yeah, 2 extra whores. I'm in a new Aston with 2 extra doors.
Oh man, the things that were done in this hat is extremely important, and that is the LOX, aka Living Off Experience GodSpeed collaboration. This is by far the most expensive fitted cap I've ever bought, but I had to cop it because it's so hip hop, and you see it all over the place. Joe Budden podcast wears it. Lauren LaRusso on The Breakfast Club, that's filling in for Just Hilarious, she was wearing it the other day. Maul wears it all the time. I think it is a very important hat. $150 later, I have what I believe to be the new hip hop headwear classic, man. Packaging of this is amazing. You got your man Jada, top 5 dead or alive. Oh my God, Jada is super duper underrated, but pound for pound, one of the best rappers all time.
I've been smacking these rappers around for a decade, still trying to get mommy to Sacamela Leche.
The Lox, Living Off Experience, one of the best hip hop groups of all time. No beef, no problems. I mean, everybody beefed in hip hop as far as a group. Even Tribe Called Quest had beef. Everybody had beef. The Lox has been tight, locked in since the beginning.
D-Block, baby, we gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it.
And then you got the explanation of Godspeed right there. Shout out to Chic Luke on the back, created by a higher power. I will admit, I've never had a hat come with something like this. This is an amazing experience. And then, oh, you can't forget your man Styles P right there. Your man Styles P right there with the Godspeed logo, man. Definitely dope, man. What does it say here? Godspeed, exclamation dated, an expression of good wishes to a person starting a journey. When somebody says Godspeed, you get what I'm saying? They're giving you good luck and they're giving you good wishes. But let's crack this thing open right here, man. I think this is the new hip hop classic, man. You see it everywhere. Ever since that Dipset and Lox versus, man, this hat has been on my mind for a long time.
I don't know you. You ain't familiar. I don't care who shot you, cause they ain't kill you.
The quality is already feeling amazing. As you can see, I got the black one. There is also a navy one and a red one. Yo, Godspeed, send me that, yo. Send me that. Can't spend $300 on both hats, but I definitely want all three to complete the collection. I'm a collector. As you may see, I love collecting stuff. So, you know, buying something, definitely this hip hop is right up my alley. So you got the Lox right there. And then right here, you have loyalty, love, and brotherhood written on the brim right there. That's awesome. The bottom of the brim, you have a Malcolm X quote right here that says, history is not hatred. Shout out to Malcolm X. If you from Harlem, you probably live on Malcolm X Boulevard. I lived on 8th Avenue, which is Frederick Douglass Boulevard. Shout out to my black people out there. Shout out to my brothers. And then also you have back in the back here, you have the Trinity, which is the Lox written in script in cursive as well. And then one of my favorite features, shout out to my man Colossal Beans because I see the inspiration. I didn't think about it, but my man Colossal Beans, a homeboy I went to high school with, Colossal Kells, you know, he made his own little hat right here. This one is velvet. It got some patches on it. It got Colossal Beans written in it, and it's awesome. I am Colossal on the back. This is also an awesome hat as well. But one of my favorite features right here is a patch that says the Lox New York Godspeed, man. This, and then it says D Block on it, man. Patches and hats right now is definitely making a comeback. Like, if you on the hat club or anything like that, patches on hats is definitely it. So let's go ahead and switch it out real quick. Check it out how I look on your boy. Check it out how you look on your boy. Shout I said, shout out to my man Colossal Beans. Definitely a quality hat right there. I am Colossal right here on the back. He definitely got some inspiration. Gold clip right there. He definitely got some inspiration for the Lox, but the Lox definitely has a hip-hop classic with this one right here, the LOX hat. This is definitely gonna be what I'm gonna be wearing for my next few videos, man. So, you know, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Shout out to the Lox and Godspeed again.
Niggas is back, JMP. We got water, plus way to the D. And I'm tired of hearing about old niggas that had it and be the same old niggas that ratted.
I thought this hat is dope, man. It definitely, to me, is the new hip-hop classic. But if I forgot anything, if there's any other headwear that you would like to think about, this is what we're going to do here in this channel, man. I want to make everything about hip-hop. The reason why I'm a sneakerhead is because of hip-hop. The reason why I love fashion is because of hip-hop. And I think fashion is extremely important. And when I see brothers doing something like this, yeah, I ain't going to lie. I had a little 20% off coupon, so I got it for $130 shipped. But $150 for this with this amount of presentation is amazing. The quality on this joint feels supremely amazing. I look good because, you know, mama and daddy, they made a little sex sound, they made a little sound, a little fashionista over here. But definitely leave your thoughts in the comment section. Read My Soul is out. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a video. Hit that Cash App link if you feel so kindly to do so. And yo, I'm out of here, man. Hip hop headwear, man. Leave me thoughts in the comment section, yo. This joint is fire, bro. Ooh, I'm out of here. Peace.